certain phenomenon which I have seen all too well, but to the undiscerning eye can be very, well, potentially seriously fucking taxing on your mind. And what is this phenomenon I'm referencing? Well, I'm talking about the leanness effect. And the leanness effect is pretty freaking strong. I'd put it right up there with fucking electromagnetic, gravitational. I'm talking goddamn nuclear here. So, what the leanness effect is and how it's going to have a role in working out and potentially the way that you look when you're working out is it's kind of an inverse sort of property, where in a bulking and a dieting context, the bigger you get, bulking wise, at least to a degree, like when you're flexing, whatever else, it's almost shrinking you, you know, because you got to remember the whole nature of bodybuilding and muscle, whatever else, and getting bigger. It's not purely size, you know, it's having a large fucking wide lat spread and like big arms and everything else, but that's being countered with smaller joints, right? A smaller waist, you know? So when you start to pack on a little bit of extra body fat, and I'm not talking like a crazy amount, but, you know, to go from 8% body fat to 15% body fat, if you look at photos of two dudes next to each other, even if that guy at 15% body fat has more muscle, that 8% dude is going to look way more jacked, right? So that's tough. That's what makes bulking a tough sell, because you're trying to get bigger. Like somebody who's going to start a bulk is bulking because they want to be bigger or they want to look bigger. But in a sense, it's like the bigger you get, the smaller you look, at least just kind of based on your, well, especially like in photos or whatever else, you know? So I see it a million times. Like I'll, once I'm about halfway into a bulking phase, and, you know, I put on 20 or 30 pounds heavier than I was 3 months before, you know, I see it the same. It's, so I think this is the third bulk, spring bulk, winter bulk. Yeah, this is like the third bulking phase. So I've seen it twice already. You know, I start to get a little softer. And as soon as that happens, dude, Sam, you were way bigger 4 months ago, man. What happened? Are you shrinking? Not exactly. Not freaking exactly. And then the same thing's gonna happen. Like, dude, Sam, you look fucking huge, man. What's going on? Why were you so soft for a couple of months? Right? That's sort of the things I'll get to see when I'm peeled down springtime extra lean. And if you can't wrap your head around that fact, then you're in for some fucking turmoil. You know, because with anything, the ratio is pretty fucking one-sided with performance to preparation, right? So the amount of time it actually takes to get really muscular, at least beyond a point, is actually, at least for a while, it's going to supersede the amount of time that you'll actually get to be big and like impressive looking. So if you're main gaining, don't worry about it so much, because you're just going to stay the same, like 10-12% body fat the whole way around. You know, eat your protein, eat enough food to stay recovered, train hard, try to get big and strong. But in a bulking cutting phase, which eventually I think will become a necessary approach to continued muscle growth, then you got to suck it up, man. And I see it all the time. You know, dudes start a bulk and like, fuck, dude, man, I hate bulking. You know, that's where we get all the classic, like, oh, I hate doing my cardio, like cliche jokes, or let's skip legs and do arms because it's easier. No. But just a little heads up. All right, so if you're getting ready for your first bulking phase, you've been main gaining for 2 years or so, your weight gain is starting to slow down a touch, you want to see if you can notice some benefits from an extra 500 calorie surplus or so, just keep it in mind. Do not freak out, right? When you add if it's just like, so that's where adding like social media and like posting about yourself can be very detrimental, because it's very it's not the easiest thing in the world to see like a bunch of comments that would say like, dude, Sam, what the fuck, bro? You let yourself go. You know, and well, I'm not saying for me, but like in general, like if you're getting tons of comments, like if that's your thing and you're posting stuff, it's kind of hard to stick to it. But I mean, don't worry about it. So a little transition there when it comes to looking at, like, if you start posting TikToks or whatever else, when it comes to like random hate comments, I didn't usually I don't even reference them, but I mean they're all there. YouTube has a basic filler setting or a filter setting for YouTube comments where it's like anything that's extremely vulgar gets hidden, right? So if you're a hater and you want to make a hater comment, don't say anything too crazy or else it actually won't go through the system. Like you can't like I don't even want to say what some of them are, but like if you're here to make a hater comment, you have to like keep it within reason, because if you say something too crazy, then it doesn't actually get shown, it gets hidden, right? Because it doesn't want any. And I'm not gonna let these through because, like, dude, these are straight out of like straight out of somebody's deepest deleted search history level kind of craziness.